Woman that releases her exotic pet into the wild isn't ready for the dramatic consequence. Would you ever expect to see a 500-pound Bengal tiger taking a cat nap in your backyard? If not, maybe you should. Exotic pet ownership is on the rise, and that comes with some serious consequences. Many people aren't well equipped to care for an unusual pet like a chimpanzee, a capybara, or a python, but that didn't stop one woman from letting her exotic pet get out in the neighborhood, with catastrophic results. Across America, exotic pet ownership is on the rise. The appeal of raising a specialty pet, whether a skunk or a stingray, is intoxicating. But people had no idea just how many exotic animals were in the US until recently. In 2016, the American Veterinary Medical Association released a study reporting that 13% of American households had at least one exotic pet. These animal owners often encounter trouble when raising their unique friends. See, while caring for a cat or a dog is relatively straightforward, most people aren't trained enough to be taking care of something like a wallaroo. These are still wild animals after all. But many owners encounter a more pointed problem. A lot of exotic pets can live upward of 20 years, far surpassing the lifespans of the average cat or dog. Some, like the umbrella cockatoo, can even live to be 70. It might outlive you. Exotic pets can be dangerous too. Since 1990, Born Free has tracked over 2,800 incidents in which people have been injured by exotic pets across the state. Seriously, when was the last time you heard about a cuddly boa constrictor? It gets worse. When exotic pets get loose, they wreak havoc on their communities, often taking over whatever habitat they're in. It's basically like inviting a friend to stay with you for a weekend, and they end up kicking you out of your own house. One study even showed that releasing deer that have been raised in captivity back into the wild could cost communities upwards of $100,000. Still, even with all the warnings in place, people choose to raise these dangerous pets. Take Liz Rose, a Massachusetts woman, for example. Rose had a 3.5-foot Argentine black and white tegu lizard named Tiggs. These enormous beasts can be dangerous if not cared for properly. And Tiggs escaped. Liz couldn't believe what had happened. What if Tiggs was hurt? Or worse, what if he had hurt someone else? Liz knew then and there what she had to do. She went out to search for Tiggs. She looked high and low for the lizard, even crawling through the forest to try and get on his level. It seemed he wasn't going to return so easily. So Liz then started setting traps around the area, using chicken and quail eggs as bait. Apparently she was out of caviar. When she still couldn't find the lizard, she called for backup. Liz contacted a professional tegu trapper from Florida for help corralling her cold-blooded friend. Even with their assistance, Tiggs still wouldn't show up. As days became weeks, Liz feared the worst for her scaly friend and eventually resigned herself to the fact that he was gone forever. That is, until she received a strange phone call. It turned out Liz's neighbor spotted Tiggs in her yard. She was understandably freaked out. Imagine seeing a 3.5-foot reptile crawling around your lawn, and chased him into a shed before calling Liz. Relief washed over Liz like the waves of the Amazonian River her lizard was supposed to live beside. Other than being a little thinner than he'd been before escaping, Tiggs seemed to be perfectly healthy. "Relief," said Liz about the incident. "I feel nothing but relief. I'm so happy he's back." For the agencies that handle situations like this, Liz's predicament wasn't entirely unique. "We get these type of calls at least once a year," said Lieutenant Tara Carlo of the Massachusetts Environmental Police. Still, there are bigger problems than reuniting pets with their owners. Exotic pets take a toll on the economy. Some estimate that controlling these animals costs the United States about $120 billion, that's with a B, per year, and over $1 trillion for the entire world. It's not just a monetary cost either. Exotic pets that become invasive species are devastating to local ecosystems. It's estimated that of all the threatened or endangered species in the United States, 40% are dying out because of exotic animals. But there's still hope. The best way to address the spread of any animal brought in through the pet trade, said biologist Christina Romagosa, is through education, early detection, and rapid response.